This is why you need to choose your friends very carefully. Michael Bridges was a lonely middle-aged man who lived in Canada in a small town. He had no friends, no real job prospects. He was a bit of a loner, and life had treated him really badly up until this point. Until one night he wins free hockey tickets. Now he goes to the game, he's having a great time, and out of nowhere, this random man comes and sits next to him. The man comes across as funny, confident, and he buys them beers all night. At the end of the game and the end of the evening, they've become friends and they exchange numbers and the man stays in touch. And suddenly, Michael's being taken on trips, dinners, parties, introduction to business partners. This man is like all over him. Michael finally feels chosen and things start looking up for him. And then the man out of nowhere offers him a job. It's good money and it's paid all in cash. Michael immediately knows that something's sketchy, but he doesn't care because he's happy. One night when Michael's supposedly working with this man, the man pulls into a motel, looks at Michael and says, no matter what happens, stay in the car. Man gets out of the car, walks over to a motel room, knocks, and a woman opens. He attacks her violently. Michael freezes and just stares straight at them, not knowing what to do. He's scared. Once the man's finished beating this woman up, he turns around, comes straight back to the car, looks at Michael and simply says, see, this is the job. Well, Michael's shaken up by the experience, but for some reason, he's like, I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to stick it out. Months go by when eventually the man says to him, the boss is impressed with you and he wants to meet you. But before I can introduce you to the boss, I need to make sure that you're legit, I can trust you, and that you won't let me down with the boss. Michael hesitates at first, but eventually he tells him a story that will guarantee he is trusted. And when he tells him this story, the man smiles and says, perfect. You need to tell the boss this exact story and we'll be good. So the man rents a private suite in a very luxury hotel. They get there. He leads Michael upstairs into this suite and he sits him down and he says, listen, let's have a drink. I want you to practice your story before the boss gets here. You can't make any mistakes. It's really important. So Michael does exactly that. He tells the same story he told the man before. But when he gets to the end of the story, boom, police burst through the door, guns are drawn, and they're aiming it at him, saying, you are under arrest, Michael, put your hands behind your back. Michael's confused. He's like, oh my God, we've been caught. What is this? What kind of creepy stuff are they up to? The twist is, they were up to no creepy stuff because there was no gang, no job, no boss, and no crime ring. The man who had befriended Michael at the hockey game was actually an undercover detective working the case of the disappearance of a lady called Erin Chorney, Michael's girlfriend. Story that Michael had told his associate in the hopes that he would be, accepted by these crime lords was his confession of killing Erin and how he did it. Whole friendship was a trap so that the police could finally get a confession from their